G'day guys, and you're welcome to my drunk philosophy. Today I'm going to be talking about what's going on in America, because that's all anybody can think about right now. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. You can be in the Midwest city, regional city of Geraldton, middle of nowhere in comparison to the rest of the world, and all we get is America. What's America up to? Well, it seems that large crowds have decided to start looting and burning and rioting and raping and pillaging and destroying everything in their sight. Protest. It's like the CNN lady the other day. She was on telly and they had a live feed across to her. And she goes, "Oh, it's relatively peaceful here in front of a burning building." Peaceful. Who set the building on fire? It doesn't matter. Shh. We don't talk about these things in polite society. You know, this guy who murdered, and it is murder, George Floyd, and I'm being very deadly serious about that. You don't put your bloody foot on the back of some poor bastard's neck for 9 minutes. And they go, "Oh, yeah, existing heart conditions I saw on some report somewhere." I'm like, I don't give a shit. It's what led to his death. What led to his death was that dumbass, stupid piece of shit police officer with his foot on the back of this guy's neck. That's what led to it all. But you'd think that they'd wait for the investigation. He's on third-degree murder charges, and given the current political climate, I don't think any reasonable judge would let him in the general public, because he's going to get lynched. And by the way, I'm not against that idea. It's probably not a good idea, but I'm not against it, if you know what I mean. On the low down, not against that idea. But instead of waiting for the trial, and let's say he gets off, then yeah, okay, it's still not good to riot, but at least that's more understandable. But at this stage, what the hell is going on? Justice is in the process of being dealt with, and people are going nuts. But they're not just going nuts in Minneapolis, where it happened. Now, in Minneapolis, where it happened, you can understand it. They probably knew George. You know, and from what I've seen a few of George's videos, extracts of some of his videos, and the dude seemed really cool. You know, he seemed to be like, kids, stop trying to gang bang, stop do drugs, don't do this, don't do that, go have a good education. Sort yourselves out. He seemed like a really good dude, and he got done. If you don't know, this is how he got done. He got done for having in his possession and handing over a counterfeit $20 note. Now, he could have got that note from anywhere. I remember when we had the counterfeit note thing go through Australia a couple of years back, and you had to look out, and you had to look in your wallet for counterfeit notes. Now, they're hard to pick, so you might accidentally give one, and he might have accidentally give one. There's no evidence that he was involved in a counterfeiting ring, so he accidentally gave this counterfeit $20 bill and ended up dead for it. I mean, my God, and going on, it was brutality. Police brutality. Okay? And this guy might have been really racist, but the other thing that gets me is people are just pinning this on all the cops. Well, not every cop is like that. In fact, a minority of cops kill people in their day-to-day duties. I mean, we're talking, less than 1,000 a year, because you've got to remember that not just black people are being killed for no good reason by cops. White people, Asian people, Latino people, everyone across the board. Native American people are getting killed by cops as well. This isn't just a race thing. But once again, individually, this might be a race thing. I don't know. And if it is a race thing, well, I've already made a video explaining what I'd like to see happen to the prick. But they're rioting. They're burning down buildings all over America. Why? And they're not burning the top end of town. They want to be noticed by the top end of town. They want the politicians to listen to them. But they're burning the lower income to middle income places. They're burning small businesses. Some of these small businesses are owned by black people. And a lot of them employ black people. And the neighbourhoods they're burning down. Like, they burn down an area. Like, in Australia, we've got Homes West, which is sort of like government housing. Well, they've got something similar like that in America. They burnt the whole damn thing down. Lower priced housing, or whatever you want to call it. They're looting. How's that paying respects to a man who was brutally murdered by stealing someone else's shit? That's paying no respect to that person. You don't care about that person. You just care about getting free shit. And there's agitators in there too. We've heard reports of Antifa being in there. These skinny little white wannabe fucking socialists and communists are in there agitating and stirring up the trouble. This is anarchy, right? And people go, well, some people saying it's organised, some people saying it's disorganised. I'm just looking at it going, this is just the biggest shit show I've ever seen. Now, I can understand, once again, I can understand their anger. Fair enough, be angry. But man, there's better ways of dealing with this. Especially when this guy hasn't even been brought to justice yet. And even if you're looking at the overall picture, no one riots for a white person shot and murdered by a cop. Last year there was the Australian American lady who was shot by a cop, a black cop, cold blood. Yeah, he went down. He's serving jail time for third-degree murder. That's the way it should be. But nobody bothered getting on the streets for her. Or any Latino person who was murdered without just cause last year by the cops. And once again, it's a small percentage of cops. You say, well, I want justice. Well, what do you want? How are you going to get it? I don't know. I'm not an American. Maybe you've got an answer. But if you've got a fucking answer or you want to try something out, the way to try that out and convince people to try out your ideas isn't by burning down houses and schools and cop shops and preventing the fire brigade to get to the fires and using, they got these fireworks, these hard-shelled fireworks, and they're throwing them into buildings and they're going off like grenades. That could kill someone. There's already been people killed in these protests. It's bullshit. You're not going to get what you want because rioting for less brutality, when you're being brutal by rioting, isn't going to work. Because all you're showing people is that you are brutal. And the cops are going to be brutal back, not because they necessarily have a beef with you, but just because it's their goddamn job to try to keep the peace. And if this keeps going, the military's going to get called in. If the military gets called in, God damn. There's going to be bodies all over the place. Left, right, and centre. And yeah, that is a political talk right there. Left, right, and centre. Because the army is just going to come in and go, we're shutting the city down. Guess what? But it's funny with the media narrative because like this time last week, the only thing the media cared about was stay inside. In America, I watch American news broadcasts and the like. Stay inside. Everybody should stay inside. COVID-19, 1.5 metres apart from each other and all the rest of that guff. Well, they're not saying that now. Why aren't they saying that now? Why don't they care anymore about COVID-19? Is it still here? Yeah. Oh, but it's not juicy. It's not making the money. What's making the money? Oh, we've got all these protests all over America. The media is a shit show. It is a sham. And anybody who, just take yourself back a week. Even go to YouTube and check out a week ago. And the narrative was all, stay inside, COVID-19, orange man's bad, COVID-19, bleach in your veins, all that sort of shit, orange man bad. And now it's, all these riots are happening, orange man bad. But what about George? And this is the crux and sutter of this video. What about his legacy? Does he die twice? Because he's already died once, right? But what did he die for? Is his death going to be in vain as an excuse for millions upon millions of people just to riot and loot and rape and pillage and do all that sort of shit? Is that going to be his legacy? Or is his legacy going to be what it should be, which is this man who killed him goes to jail, justice is served, and then his death is used as a platform for reforming the police service across the country. Better screening. Better everything. So that the police officers, the bad apples, there's not going to be as many. Or they're sorted out real quick. And so the good cops can just do their damn job. Because right now all I'm seeing is this George fella, unfortunately, is dying twice. Murdered the first time by a cop, and the second time by rioting. I'm Nathan Gooks Fletcher. This is my drunk philosophy, and I'll catch you guys later on. Be safe. Don't be evil. I'll catch you later. Uru.